Hello, my friend, and welcome back. Today, I'd like to talk about just going for it and really going for it. And like I've mentioned before, today, not today, um, for like many of us, I am in a season of change in my life, and there have been some things kind of like floating around that I've been like wanting to do, and for whatever reason I haven't been, or I've been hesitating, or waiting for the right moment, waiting for the right thing. And then what dawned on me yesterday was that life is not set in stone. So our path is not pre-carved for us. Our path gets laid as we walk the path. Therefore, there really is no wrong decision. There are infinite amount of timelines, and with each decision, we choose a different timeline. And we can ask to be on the highest possible timeline, um, tapping into your intuition can help to steer you to the places that you truly want to go in a faster, more efficient way than you normally would. However, there is value in quote unquote taking the long way and making those wrong decisions. And the value is the learning and the evolving that you will do from that, and the lessons that you will carry through from that. And the other thing is you may think that that was the wrong decision, and you may think like, oh, I had a gut feeling about this, but I didn't do that, but I didn't do it, and now I'm here, and that was really the wrong decision. You actually don't know that. Maybe that was supposed to happen. Maybe you were supposed to, maybe that was a lesson in listening to your intuition. A lesson that you wouldn't have had before. So when a future situation comes up and your intuition is telling you to do one thing and you know that you should listen to it, maybe you actually would. And then maybe that situation would be an even more important situation for you to be listening to your intuition than that time you didn't listen and you learned that lesson. So we don't know how life is kind of falling into place and coming together for us. Also, life is adjustable. Like I said, it's not a pre-carved path. There are certain things that I do believe that we signed up for. Like you may have signed up for, like in a soul contractual way. Sometimes I think like milestone things in your life, like maybe a devastating loss or a tragic accident or a hard childhood. I think that on some level that our souls know what they're signing up for, and they do it because they chose this specific incarnation for very specific reasons. And now, because we live on an infinite timeline, and everything can change at a moment, sometimes the details aren't always worked out, but it's more of like, not like the idea of the event. But outside of that, nothing is predetermined. So when we move apparently from dimension to dimension, from timeline to timeline, every single moment, there is a theory that we create our lives, we create our world, our reality on a moment-to-moment basis. So with that theory, we can do all of the feeling and the visualization that we want for the future, for the future, for the future. However, if we aren't, number one, creating in the present moment things that are going to get us to that future, or when that moment comes, if we are not then embodying that feeling of the thing that we want, we might end up with a different outcome. And it's important to keep that in mind, because I think that Number one, it releases a lot of stress and pressure about creating the future that you want. I gotta know what I want in my future so I can visualize it, so I can feel it, so I can know it, so I can act as if it's here. And that kind of creates a lot of pressure, and it takes up a lot of mind space, and it takes up a lot of effort. And that is why, like, you can do that for sure. However, like, wouldn't it just be easier to just live in the present and to deal with things as they come in the present moment and to hope for the highest possible outcome for things that are currently happening right now? And I encourage you to experiment with this, because I actually have experimented with this. And the example that comes to mind is my phone screen was broken, and I have insurance on it, and I took it to the Geek Squad at Best Buy, and something was happening. They had to find out whether they'd be able to fix it right away, what it was going to cost, and there were a few variables. So the outcome, it wasn't cut and dry. It wasn't like it'll take 3 days and it's going to cost $100. I think like they were, depending on what happened with the insurance, they were going to be able to fix it right away or something. So there was a highest possible outcome. So as the gentleman that was helping me went back to find out, I stood there and I raised my vibration. I imagined like happy songs in my head, and I was like dancing a little bit in my head, and I was just hoping for the highest possible outcome. Let's let it get fixed today. Let's let it do it. And the most important thing is I kept my feeling in a very high state, a very light state, a very happy state. And I sent out blessings to Geek Squad and the gentleman that was helping me and all of the workers that were there. And, I was hoping that they were having a wonderful day, a wonderful experience, and, that they would be working efficiently and it would be easy for them, and that they would receive any blessings that they truly wanted and needed. And I did that the entire time. He was gone. And he comes back, and guess what happened? It was the highest possible outcome. We're going to be able to do this for you today, and it's going to be less expensive than I thought it was going to be. And it was just like so validating and so reinforcing that, instead of before I went there hoping for the highest possible outcome and envisioning, me getting my phone fixed and taking all that time and mind space, trying to visualize it before, in that moment, as it was unfolding, I imagined the highest possible outcome. And I have done this multiple times. Sometimes I forget. Like I said, these messages, these videos are just as much for you as they are for me. So this is also my reminder about creating our life in the present moment and, really embodying that in the present moment, because it's really easy to visualize and get into the feeling of something in the future, but it is way more powerful if you were to do that in the present moment for what is presently unfolding. Not what's going to happen later in the day, not what's going to happen in 10 years from now, the riches you're going to have, feeling the mansion you're going to live in 5 years from now. No, right now. Right now is what is unfolding. And right now, that unfoldment, I don't think there's any word, but that unfolding in the present moment is where your power lies to create your reality. So that is why it is so important in general to be keeping your vibration high. And like I said, when you are feeling in a lower vibration, process those feelings, feel those feelings, don't create the resistance to it. And when you are having lower vibrational thoughts, try to bring them into neutrality. Remember the horseback rider technique. Pull on those reins. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The reins of your mind. And just get them to neutrality. Because sometimes when you are in a lower vibration, it doesn't serve you just to try and swing into a higher vibration. It's not realistic, and that can also create resistance, because when you're not feeling it and then you're trying to get into a state of joy, it's a fight, you know? And it's hard. And it's not exactly what we're always meant to do. A lot of times what we're meant to do is to take that lower vibration and move it into neutrality. Understand, okay, everything happens for a reason and everything is unfolding absolutely perfectly. So I am just going to put my faith that this, what is happening, is not good, it's not bad, it just is. And just allow yourself to be, you know, whatever that looks like for you. Closing your eyes, taking a few deep breaths, sitting down, getting into nature. You know, I encourage you to do all of the human stress relieving things, exercise, talking to someone, seeking out therapy, you know, taking a bath, nourishing your body, all of those things that, you know we should be doing and helps with stress relief. Do those things, you know, and help to bring yourself into that neutral place as opposed to trying to swing from the negative all the way up into the positive. Because once you release that resistance of why is this happening, this shouldn't be happening, why do I feel this way, I don't want to feel this way, I shouldn't feel this way. Once you release that resistance, and then you're able to just be like, okay, I feel sad today. I just do. So I'm gonna thank this sadness for being here. Ask this sadness, is it triggering something in me? Is it reminding me? Is it trying to make me heal a part of me? Is it a sign? Not exactly a sign. Is it a message about something that is not in coherence in my life? And then just let it be. And once you let it be, you will be able to release it and then move from that place of neutrality into a place of joy much, much easier. And with that, so we were just talking about creating our reality on a moment-to-moment basis, along with allowing yourself to feel the way you feel and when you feel in a lower vibration. So when you're feeling in a lower vibration, but you also need to create the highest possible outcome, just ask. Just ask, and ask for help. And name what the highest possible outcome is. So let's take the example of a loved one is having surgery. I went through this recently. A loved one is having surgery. And, you know, you can't exactly be dancing around and being like, yeah, it's gonna be fine. You might not want to do that. If you can, great. If you can't, get quiet and ask. Ask the angels, ask the guides, ask their guides, ask the divinities. I ask that the highest possible outcome, that this surgery goes as well as possible, that they are able to, the doctors, please bless their hands, please guide their hands, please guide their mind, and I am hoping for whatever the highest possible outcome is for that surgery. You know, say, let's just use my example. A loved one of mine was having a tumor removed. I ask that they remove this with ease and grace. I ask that it be benign. I ask that they are able to see the area clearly, and I ask that the area surrounding this tumor be in perfect health, and I ask that it is able to be removed with ease and grace. And move to that place of neutrality, move to that place of faith. And that is what I did. And guess what? That is what happened. And now I don't want you to hold attachment into, because you asked for the highest possible outcome, that it will always happen, because I have had that happen as well. Also asking for the highest possible outcome and it not happening. Still be in that place of faith and neutrality, because also understand that you have that limited view, and that you don't know how things are falling into place, and you do not know how everything is coordinating and working together. So release that attachment. Always ask for the highest possible outcome. And if you can raise your vibration to a state of joy, absolutely do that. You can, no matter how you're feeling, you can always send blessings. You know, you can always ask for help. So do those things, but also release the attachment. Know that whatever happens, everything is working out in divine timing, in a divine way. So that is our message for today. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this video brought you value, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope to see you tomorrow.